KOMU 8 News starts in storm mode.
Storm mode and Sarah's mom's cooking. That's what we're
talking
about
this morning.
Freezing rain and slick conditions may put your morning commute in question, though. Good morning, everyone. I'm Jordan Bircher.
And I'm Sarah Moyers. Thanks for joining us this morning. If you do have to go out today, we don't recommend it. But, I mean, we had to. A lot of you probably will as well.
Right.
So, Beth,
it was a bad idea.
Yeah, it was.
It's rough.
It was rough. Even when I came
I
out.
slid the entire way.
Yeah,
right.
I got here right as the rain even started, and it was like the rain was freezing to my windshield. And I think the scariest part is the roads look like they're clear.
Yeah.
But they're not. It's a sheet of ice.
No.
That's right. And I was here last night. I just stayed overnight so that at least someone was here in case something.
She was the smart one.
Just in case something happened. I was just, I like to be over prepared.
Yeah.
You guys came in. You were in at 1. You were in at like 2-ish.
Yeah, around there.
And it's now 6 o'clock. So now it's been several hours. And at that point it was slick. Imagine what it is now when we've been seeing this rain for several hours and it's freezing on contact.
Yeah, we're stranded here.
We're stuck here for several hours today. As you're heading out the door, you have to take it slow. Do not trust that the roads are just wet. Do not trust that the roads have been treated. I know the crews are out there. We have seen them out there this morning, but the crews can only do so much when there's this much freezing rain and this much ice that we're dealing with this morning. We do have some dry areas this morning, but that doesn't mean that the freezing rain event is over. That just means that dry air is mixing in. Notice down in southern Missouri, look at this batch of freezing rain right here. This is what's going to move in as we go through the rest of the morning hours. So we are not done yet. Columbia dealing with that light freezing rain right now. Several areas dealing with mostly cloudy skies. It's cold and icy. We have ice-covered roadways across all of central Missouri, including I-70, Highway 63, and 54 this morning. It's 29 in Columbia, 31 in Jefferson City, and 30 in Eldon. Feel like temperatures are sitting in the teens for you this morning, so as you do have to head out this morning, make sure you're bundled up. That winter weather advisory will take us through 6 o'clock this evening, and that's because ice will cause hazardous and slick travel. If you're planning on heading to south central Missouri, they're dealing with an ice storm warning where they're expected to get upwards of 1/4 inch of ice. That's going to cause very hazardous and slick travel. So it's a good idea to grab that winter safety kit this morning and to fuel up your car as you're heading out to work as well. We're going to keep tracking the icy roads and that freezing rain that will continue through about lunchtime, and then that rain will transition over into a cold rain, and those rain chances will continue this week. We've been talking about the roadways. Don't take it from me. Take it from Kesley Cabellis, who's out there for you this morning, watching the traffic go by, looking at the icy conditions. Kesley, how's it going out there this morning?
Yeah, so traffic hasn't been too heavy this morning. Of course, it is still pretty early on, so we are starting to see a bit more traffic out on Highway 63 is what I'm currently looking at. As we can see, not a whole lot of cars move, but we are seeing a lot of semi-trucks and road crew trucks as well. Now, as for kind of that more residential kind of traffic, those smaller cars, we are seeing a very reduced speed. The speed limit right here is about 65 to 70 miles per hour, but I think most of those cars are probably going about 30 to 40 miles per hour. As they're headed out, traffic is moving pretty slow. But we have seen those road crews out, but the roads are still slick. And it's not even just the roads, we're also looking at slick sidewalks. So as you're heading to the car, if you do have to head to the car, have a wider stance, take smaller steps, and keep your hands clear just in case you do slip and have to catch yourself. But also you're gonna have to take a couple of extra minutes to de-ice your car. That thin layer of ice that's on the roads, it is freezing on your cars so it's going to take you a little bit of some extra time to be able to scrape off your car this morning as you're headed out the door. I'll continue to watch these conditions over the next few hours. But for now, I'm meteorologist Kesley Cabellis, live in Storm Patrol 8 right outside of KOMU 8.
All right, Kesley, thank you. MSHP Troop F has reported a deadly crash this morning. Troopers are investigating a one-vehicle crash involving a tractor-trailer blocking the roadway on westbound I-70. This is at the 145-mile marker in Callaway County. Now, MoDOT is utilizing the Kingdom City exit at the 148-mile marker to reroute traffic. Let's take a look at some of the major school closings this morning. MU will shift to remote operations and classes. Columbia College has canceled classes for today. Columbia Public Schools will not have class either. The Jefferson City School District is also closed for today. Just recently, Lincoln University and Westminster College are now closed. I believe Sarah also mentioned KOMU is not operating today or is on a delay.
On a delay until 9:45.
On a delay until 9:45 as well. So this extreme weather causing many closings and delays across mid-Missouri now. You can find a full list of closings and cancellations on our website, KOMU.com. And don't forget, you can get the latest forecast on your phone. Just download the free KOMU8 First Alert weather app. You can get it from your app store or by scanning the QR code that you see on your screen right there. Well, violent crime rates in our area significantly dropped from 2022 to 2023. That's according to data from the Boone County Sheriff's Office as well as the Columbia Police Department.
Several factors can influence the likelihood that a person will commit a crime. And KOMU8's Abigail Klinkerman is here in the studio to tell us more about those factors and other community efforts to decrease crime. Hey, Abigail, good morning.
Good morning, Jordan and Sarah. From poverty and mental illness to police tactics and court systems, there are several different contributors that can affect the likelihood of crime. In the last year, rates have reportedly dropped by more than 30% in Boone County and almost 17% in Columbia. Experts and officials in the community share data and opinions on why this is happening.
Violent crime in Columbia and the surrounding areas has been steadily dropping over the past year.
We plan on really moving forward in 2024.
Groups like Columbia Mayor Barbara Buffalo's Office of Violence Prevention and the Sheriff's Office Directive Patrol Unit have been focusing on fighting crime.
A street crimes type unit that goes out there and just targets those street level criminals that are out there wreaking havoc on our local populace.
Even with their efforts towards change, Lear is hesitant to credit his department entirely for the reduction.
It'd be selfish for us to even think about claiming that we're the reason why violent crime has reduced.
Data showed the rates of violent crime correlated with the rise and fall of the pandemic, and the Boone County Sheriff's Office says the end of the pandemic is one reason for the drop.
But ultimately what it is it's just getting to know the community.
Now let's take a step back and look at violent crime around mid-Missouri in 2023. In Jefferson City, it dropped 11.92%. In Fulton, it dropped 46.5%. But there were only 14 instances of violent crime in Fulton, down from 22 the year before. And in Booneville, violent crime is up nearly 5%. We have a link where you can explore this data and have a look for yourself on KOMU.com. In the studio, Abigail Klinkerman, KOMU8 News.
Okay, thanks, Abigail. A new youth center will soon bring more than just an after-school program for Columbia families and their kids. Peace and Hope for Youth will open its doors next month on Providence Road. Directors there say they hope to provide the resources to support the next generation of leaders. The center will teach kids about careers, provide mental health support, and recreational activities for kids to unwind. One director says this is an opportunity for kids to learn about the world and themselves in a stable environment.
Always going to be learning. That's what we want this place to really focus on, is interactive learning, growth. You're growing. We want to be able to aid and assist these kiddos and let them understand it's okay to learn.
The youth center will open on February 1st. Parents have to register their kids for the program, and you can find a link to that form and more information on KOMU.com.
Department stores weren't the only things driving foot traffic at the Columbia Mall. The Curated, Crafted, Created Makers Market held its first market of 2024. More than 50 small businesses set up shop to sell some goods to the community. The Makers Market will happen each season on the third Sunday of that season's month. So the next market will be held on Sunday, April 21st, and that's back at the Columbia Mall.
Grabbing that bag of potato chips might not make you as happy as you may think. How new research shows certain food might lead to depression. Coming up.
Potato chips still make me happy. I don't know what you're talking about. And last winter was the second deadliest for bees on record. How local researchers are finding ways to keep the pollinators alive in the harsh mid-Missouri winter.
You're taking a live look over South Columbia at 6:09. It's real dark out there.
We think it is? We think it's South Columbia?
You can tell no one's on the road because you can't even see anything right now.
Hey, they're listening.
So they're listening to us. Stick with us. We'll be right back.